what's good, John Stinger? Don't mind the new location. I've just been relocated by the FBI again. They said, oh, you're showing your face online. They're gonna remember what you did in 97, but I don't think they know what they're talking about. Anyway, today I'm gonna be going over how to make a Brakence type beat. More specifically, his newer style, which involves a lot of synthy, IDM, fast-paced components. So without any further ado, let's just get right into it.
Might actually be contiguous in touching one another.
Alright, so the first thing that you're gonna need is a Midwest emo guitar sample. Now, personally, I've found it very hard to try to find them on sites like Looperman or Splice. So I resort to the Spotify playlist that has a bunch of Midwest emo instrumentals. And in there, you can find some absolute hidden gems like this one that I pulled right here. This sample is from a band called Clever Girl, and the song is Elm. And it has two different guitar sections, so it allows for a lot of variability. So this is what the sample sounds like. And for the melody mixing, everything is pretty much standard. If you want to know how I mix my melodies, you can check out the video in the top right, where I go in detail on just that. But for this melody, there are only a few creative effects, the first one being Crystallizer. Crystallizer is a grain delay plugin, and anything with grain in the name is perfect for Brakence type beats. I just have it on one of the basic delay presets. Next plugin I have is Fracture, which is an amazing free glitch VST. Anything from glitch machines is awesome for these kind of beats. And I just have it on the Crystal Factory preset, and it just gives it a little shimmer effect. And then to provide even more variation, I have two instances of Shaperbox. For these kind of beats, Shaperbox is your best friend. Not only for melodies, but you could use it for drums and providing some variation in the master with like fills and switch ups. So for this melody, the first instance of Shaperbox that I have is on the Time Travel 2 preset, and then the second one is on the More Beat preset. And with both of those presets together, this is what the melody sounds like. And then to make some changes, I just switched between using one of the Shaperbox presets and using both of them using automation. And the final effect that we have for the melody is this frequency shifter. Brakence likes to use these a lot with his melodies, so I just have an automation clip playing a pretty erratic pattern that affects the melody. So with the Shaperbox and the frequency shifting, this is what the melody sounds like. Alright, so now let's go over the drums. In terms of sound selection, I heavily recommend just taking sounds from super unique drum kits. Like, you're not really going to want to use the no-lie snare on a Brakence type beat. So the drum kits that I used are the Cyber Pack from Oversampled. Heavily recommend this drum kit. It has 2,077 drum sounds, and I think it was only like 30 bucks. For most of the perks, I used the Synesthetic drum kit from my guy DS. I don't believe it's out yet, but you can follow him right here so you can be informed once it does come out. And then I used a couple of sounds from my Hive Stash kit, along with a couple of custom sounds from a future unreleased drum kit. For 808s and kicks, you really don't need to lay down anything fancy. This is what I have right here, and it's just playing a pretty basic pattern following the chord progression. And same for the clap and snare, you really don't have to go crazy for those either. Now, where you do want to start introducing a lot of detail are your percussive components. So this being obviously perks, hi-hats, open hats, etc. For my hi-hats, I have it playing a basic two-step pattern, but I have the velocity varied a lot. And for the effects, I have on Shaperbox with this pan preset that pans it left and right super quick. And then also have on this preset with a bunch of different effects that basically just turns the hi-hat into a perk loop. So this is what the hats sound like with the effects. And then I also just have down a bunch of various perks to kind of fill in the space in the drums. And obviously you cannot forget the quick cutoff open hat. So with everything all together, this is what those drums are sounding like. while those drums are super cool and unique, I felt like they were lacking a little bit of high end. So I threw down this glitch loop from my binary glitch pack. In that, I have 30 glitch loops, 15 of them are rhythmic, 15 of them are non-rhythmic, and then I also have 30 glitch one-shots. So this is what the glitch loop sounds like. So that's just basically filling in the high end with a little bit of ear candy. So this is what the drums, the guitar, and the glitch loop sound like all together. And now that we have a good basis for our beat, let's throw in some extra components. Remember how I said Shaperbox is going to be your best friend? Well, this is how. Throughout this whole beat, I'm using automation clips with Shaperbox. And I'll just throw on various presets to create some really cool effects. So right here, I have a scratch preset layered with a phaser. And this is what that sounds like. And then right here, I have this super cool flanger effect. And then for the last Shaperbox preset, I have this noise reverse fill. Throwing in little Shaperbox presets like that is a great way to provide some variation in your beat. And now the last thing for this beat that is absolutely essential are spoken word phrases. For the intro, I just have this professor talking about quantum philosophy. I wanted to throw something in that sounded kind of smart and insightful because beats like this are kind of intelligent on their own. And then I also throw down this Vox from Cymatics. And that is pretty much everything in our beat. While the beat sounds super complex, there's not really a whole lot of factors at play. So with these kind of beats, you don't really want to go minimalist, but you also don't want to go above and beyond to the point where it's just not listenable at all. So that is going to pretty much cover how to make a new Brakence type beat. Hopefully you enjoyed the tutorial and learned something new. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. Also consider subscribing as I post 2 tutorials every week, one long one and one short one. Other than that, that's going to be it. Peace.
FBI, open up!